I've helped hundreds of clients who have lost thousands of pounds. And if I were to give you my most brutally honest advice as to how to lose fat faster than you ever thought possible, this is exactly what I'd say.
Lesson 1 is you can do everything right and the scale will still jump up.
Here's why that doesn't really matter though. Picture this as all of your body fat.
On deficit days, we remove a few M&Ms. One day, you're not gonna see a whole lot of change. The jar still looks about the same as it did before. But weeks of effort, then boom, all of a sudden we have a much different looking jar than we did before, and we're actually starting to make a dent. Now it's quite noticeable if you go back before and now you look after, you have lost body fat. Now just to get you excited, imagine a year of effort and you have made a crazy dent. So the lesson really here is stick with it. You never are wasting your time. Something I encourage my clients with a lot is that even if you haven't lost weight in the past, week, 2 weeks, even 3 weeks, if you were working out that entire time, you've been gaining muscle, you've been getting more fit. As you get more fit, which we're gonna talk more about this in some later lessons, but as you get more fit, you're able to burn more calories. As you have more muscle, you're able to burn more calories. And all that is gonna go to easier fat loss in the future. And if you haven't already seen my Craving Survival Map, this is an awesome resource that is totally free, link in the description, where it goes through different ways that you might be experiencing a craving and how to defeat those. You go through this checklist and by the end, in theory, you won't even have that craving anymore. It helps you stay on your diet and actually lose weight. Okay, and lesson number 2 is your size is your superpower. And I don't want that to sound too harsh. Let me show you in FitBuddy what I mean. FitBuddy is my free AI fat loss coach, also link in the description. It can really help you put a plan together. Okay, so this is specifically what I want you to see here, is that a 170-pound male for 10,000 steps is gonna burn roughly 500 calories. On the high end, we'll just go with the high end in all these, and a 300-pound male is gonna burn 900 calories. The point here is that you burn a ton more calories if you are heavier. So this is, right now, we can take advantage of this. If you look at the annual calorie burn for 10,000 steps per day, this person here is going to lose 30 pounds of additional fat compared to this person. Either way though, even if you're not super heavy, you are gaining amazing results from steps. So if you are heavy, don't waste this chance. You have a good opportunity. As you take steps, you're burning more calories than you ever will because you're carrying around a lot of weight. I understand personally how difficult that is just to go up a flight of stairs with a whole lot of weight. And right now we can use that to our advantage by scorching calories. So for this next lesson, let me tell you a story. In the early 1500s in some no-name town, there was a King Albric. He made a decision when a rival kingdom was about to wage war. Instead of panicking, Albric proposed a trade pact: timber and salt in exchange for peace. The deal worked, war was avoided, and the economy actually did much better as well. The people praised his wisdom for years and even put up a statue in the town square. But the thing is that there's a real story to this that people don't actually know, and that's Queen Lena. The queen is the one that wrote the letter. The king didn't even want peace. The queen actually wrote the letter behind his back in order to establish peace. That's apparently how she ruled, quietly and precisely, very intelligent. So while the king got the statue in the square, those in the palace knew the truth. The queen was the one that saved the day. In this story, the king is gonna be calories. They are very important. They run the kingdom. That is true. But the queen controls the crown, and the queen here is going to represent protein. Without her, everything really falls apart, because if you're in a calorie deficit and you lose weight, and you will lose weight in a calorie deficit no matter what, you're going to lose a lot of your muscle. Eat 20 to 40 grams of protein every meal, non-negotiable. Try to make that a non-negotiable for yourself. It kind of depends on how much your starting weight is. If you're female, you're going to lean towards that 20 grams. If you're male, you're going to lean more towards that 40. My cookbook really helps out with this. It has extremely high protein recipes, totally free. Again, link in the comments. I also wanted to run some snack ideas by you though. There's beef jerky, obviously that's super high protein, low fat. Cottage cheese, fruit and Greek yogurt, and a kind of I wouldn't call it a snack, but it's something you can add to your food that is high protein and delicious. Try adding taco seasoning to Greek yogurt. It is amazing. It's high protein and it tastes amazing. It tastes just like a taco dip or something. You can add it on so many things, but definitely on taco night. For this next lesson, think of your fat loss as a wall you're building, one brick at a time. Every time you learn and repeat a simple go-to high protein meal, you lay down an additional brick. It doesn't need to be gourmet, it just needs to work. When you don't know what to eat and you rely on takeout every night, that is a major hole in your plan. You end up with a weak spot in your fat loss plan, and eventually cracks start to happen and the wall is gonna fall over. So the lesson here is that cooking unlocks your calorie deficit. It allows you to eat delicious meals. If you eat just chicken, rice, and broccoli, it's no wonder that you fall off. And so you resort back to those delicious tasting meals, which for you might be takeout. Like I said, learn 3 to 5 go-to meals, something that you are confident in cooking that tastes delicious. And from my recipe book, it is easy to find delicious tasting protein recipes. My favorite right now is the cheesy Mexican protein rice, and some of the lasagnas are really high up there too. And I just want to say that cooking can count as many things. Overnight oats or a sandwich that you put in a panini press, anything that's gonna get you a delicious meal that is high in protein. This next lesson, I wanna make sure that I stress cardio burns a ton of calories, even if people say it doesn't. Let me prove it to you. Okay, so this is you. And this right here is a giant hill that is hard to overcome, and that is gonna represent extremely heavy, difficult cardio that a lot of people start off with. You will be able to get up this. You will be able to burn this number of calories, but not right now. So we're gonna erase this. Sorry, marker was in my mouth. We find your starter hill, 5 minutes walking, 10 stairs, and then you're able to actually go up the hill. Now this has a point here. Every time you climb it, you get stronger, you get fitter. Now that you are more fit, you are able to tackle that original giant hill that burnt a lot more calories than that smaller hill. So the fact that you're able to do this big hill, that is the key. That is why cardio long-term is so successful, because as you get more fit, you're able to do more. And if you use that fitness, you're scorching calories. I missed an opportunity there to like draw like a flame. Maybe I should have never drew it. I guess he's on fire. Now the argument might be that, well, you can easily just eat it back. And yes, that's true, but just don't eat it back. That's why we're gonna be keeping track of our calories. That's why we're gonna be controlling our portion sizes with the cookbook and high protein meals. And I've also heard the argument that as you do cardio, that cardio gets easier and then you burn less calories and you have to do more. That's not a bad thing. That means you're capable of doing more. As the hill analogy, yes, if you stick with that same hill, of course, you are going to burn less calories. It's not a bad thing to be able to do a bigger hill and to be able to burn more calories. You can go from burning 200 calories in an hour to over 1,000 if you get more fit. So we have that ability. Let's go ahead and try to get it and tackle it and use it to our advantage. So this next one I'm calling the road trip of fat loss. This lesson is kind of like turning off your fridge on a road trip in order to save energy. But you come back from the road trip and all the food is spoiled. So what was the point? If you stop lifting during weight loss, yes, you're saving time. Yes, you're saving some energy. You might view it as an easier way of losing weight, but the food inside, the muscle inside your body is going to spoil. It's going to go away if all you do is cardio and diet. Muscle protects the calories that you burn and allows you to burn more calories while just existing. You can really think of every rep as fat armor, protecting your body against fat. I would lift 2 to 3 times a week to start, total body program, 2 to 3 sets per muscle group. And I hate to keep promoting my stuff, but it's really why I wrote these, because I saw there was a huge need for it and it's what my audience said. And so FitBuddy can help you write this program. You can literally just download it, ask it, hey, I want to do a total body program 2 to 3 times a week. I'm a beginner. It'll ask you some stuff about yourself, and then it'll give you a program based off the equipment that you have access to. It is amazing. So again, grab that in the description. So the next lesson is the 3 R's of real success. That is going to be recognize, reset, and repeat. So we are going to recognize that we slipped up, because we are going to slip up. You are not alone in this. You're not broken here. All of us mess up on our diet. Realign with your plan. Use that craving survival map that I pointed out earlier. Just get back on your plan out your next good meal, and repeat. Get back to your normal routine and keep repeating it as fast as possible. That doesn't mean we're trying to make up for what you did, okay? The point of this is that you will see it takes a day or 2 to find out, oh my gosh, that mess up wasn't a mess up at all. It was just a temporary stall and now I can keep going. And it really doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. You will see this isn't me just like puffing you up or like giving you encouragement. It really is that it is irrelevant. A half a pizza is irrelevant to your fat loss goals. It's not gonna stop you even a little bit if you carry forward. It's whenever you accidentally end up eating the rest of the pizza because you feel bad, and then you eat the pizza the next day, and then you eat Taco Bell the next day, and all that carries forward. That is what messes you up. But that pizza, even if you ate the whole thing, I promise it's not gonna stop you at all. Okay, I love this next story. If you're still here, welcome to the treat of this video. I usually include something at the end that I'm more excited about. So this is gonna be landing the plane with your eyes closed. So I actually came up with this story on my own. So imagine you're flying home from vacation. You had a wonderful vacation, and you find out the pilot has 20 years of experience. The same pilot has made over 3,000 successful flights. I'm not even sure if that's possible. I just chose 3,000. He comes over the intercom and he says, guys, I wanna do something fun. I wanna try to land this plane, challenge myself a little bit, and land this plane blindfolded. Even if you have faith in this pilot and you know he's probably gonna land this plane well, man, I just don't wanna risk it. Am I alone in that? Would you take that chance? This lesson is about macro tracking, about tracking your calories. We just have to be honest. You're not accurate at guessing your calories, and neither am I. It's not you, it's that we as humans are just inaccurate. Tracking gives you a clear understanding. At least track for 2 weeks. But ideally, if you are serious about this and you're like, I am done being overweight, I am done feeling this way, I get that feeling, okay? You can do this. But if you're serious about it, I would say, anything that you're going to be serious about, you're going to commit to. Commit to tracking your macros. I promise you, this gets so much easier. It's going to be so much faster for you. Right now, it only takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to log because I've gotten good at it. And I have all my recipes in MyFitnessPal. Actually, a side point that isn't in my notes or anything. Macro Factor seems like a legitimate app for, I'm not affiliated with them or anything, but it seems like a legitimate app for AI photo tracking. That's something I'm most excited about for the future with AI, is the ability for someone who says, I can't, track my calories. It just takes too long. And even though I know that if they gave it enough time, that wouldn't be true anymore. If this reduces the barrier of entry and a person starts tracking their calories, then this is going to be a big win. And it's going to keep you more accurate and accountable than you would yourself. Even with tracking calories, sometimes there's mistakes because chicken breast is cooked versus chicken breast uncooked, and how do we log that? But the AI is going to know that stuff. So it is a paid app, but it's something that I hope one day I get to partner with them because it's something I believe in. So I'm bringing it up now before I partner with them down the road, hopefully, as my channel isn't big enough right now. But hopefully one day you're going to see that and you're going to know Aaron really believed in this because he talked about it before he ever was getting a dime from them. Next, I want to give you some encouragement. If you're still here, you might need it. You aren't broken. You had years of bad plans and bad accountability. Shame and failure lead to mental fatigue. No wonder you have quit your diet again and again. I have been there. I get this, okay? I grew up obese. I know your pain. You don't need more willpower. It's not you. It really isn't. It's your crappy plan. So if you want some help, link in the description. I do train people. It's $45 a week with a 2-week money-back guarantee. What do you have to lose? If you're still here in this video, you're taking yourself seriously. So consider my coaching. At the very least, get some of my free products and watch a ton of my videos, and you are going to be miles ahead of where you currently are. I promise you.